Suck it up, kid. There's no crying in baseball. Hello and welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. I am your host, Squintalot, and it is a pleasure to have you back here for day 16. Things went a little crazy yesterday. We've got a bunch of people screaming about how they want to leave our city. But I think they'd be best off sticking around. What do you say we change their minds? For today, we don't have a whole lot of building to do. We're just gonna speed through this evening, wait for our scouts to get where they're going. We're in pretty good shape. There we go. There is the tick in the morning to find out how many people joined the Londoners. It looks like 4 new people have joined the Londoners. We're up to 23. That's all right. We're gonna change all of their minds before our timer is up. We've got 14 days to convince them to stay. Now, if you don't convince them all to stay, it's not really that big of a deal. If some of them leave by the end of this second part of the game, you're gonna have way more people than you know what to do with. So if a few of them leave, who cares? Let them go out there and freeze to death. That's their prerogative. Sir, I give up. The people who want to leave for London have successfully urged their friends and neighbors to join them. People are more easily persuaded because they have little hope in our ultimate survival. I see. That makes no sense whatsoever, considering we're doing just fine here at home. All right, let's take care of our scouts. We have a scout out in the frozen grove. Some trees in this grove bear deep cuts in the shape of a cross. We found some bones scattered around them. Poking around the trees marked with crosses, we found shallow graves under each of them. The dead bodies lack most of the bigger muscles, and some bones bear signs of a cutting tool. The corpses have obviously been stripped of edible parts. Now we know what kept the survivors by the freshwater springs from starving. We'll leave the graves intact, but we can cut the trees for wood. And you people at home were complaining about soup. We'll send the scouts back over to Freshwater Springs and then on up to the Shrouded Cave. And our other scouts are out here at the temporary settlement. It seems to have been abandoned. It consists of several tiny wooden shacks that are now completely empty. An upright boulder stands at its center. Memory of injustice. The center of the settlement is marked with an upright boulder. On its roughly planed face, someone chiseled the following: "May God forgive the genius who sacrificed human lives in the name of progress. For we can't. Exiles of Tesla City." We won't touch the monument, but we decided to dismantle the huts for wood. So, somewhere out here is a city. And it sounds like they were making progress, even if it was at the expense of human lives. I guess we'll find out shortly. We'll send our scouts out to this dreadnought landing and come back home. And what are we doing here? We're currently researching healthcare insulation. You wonder if your captain really has a plan. I have a plan. We have to get organized. We have to do something. We are organized. We're doing plenty, people. There's coal, there's food, there's wood, there's steel, the generator's humming, everybody's warm. Could you just relax a little bit? I've got all of this covered. Have a little faith in me. That's all I'm asking. A little faith. So we have our scouts over here at Freshwater Springs and send them along to the Shrouded Cave and wait for the next thing to pop open. I guess it'd probably be research. Right there, just about done. Come on, speed it up. I don't want to waste too much time on it. All right. Now our scouts are headed out towards the Dreadnought Landing. Past that, we're going to find, spoiler, plug your ears, I'll wave at you when I'm done, Tesla City. And Tesla City is where you can set up an outpost for steam cores, and I really want those steam cores. We have work to do, and we need steam cores to do it. So I am actually... You can take your fingers out of your ears now if you've been plugging them because you didn't want spoilers. We're actually going to research the outpost depot next because I want to be able to build those very, very soon. Now those do require a lot of steel, both to build the outpost depot and then also to build the outpost team to send out into the Frostland. So we really need to get our steelworks upgraded tonight. We are like right in the middle of this steel bottleneck. We need to get ahead of it. So outpost depots are being researched. Now we're just waiting for the next law. Oh, except somebody wants to talk to me. Timely intervention. Sir. Yes? A child climbed the generator, slipped and fell, but was thankfully caught by a neighborhood watch member who was on patrol nearby. Excellent. He then escorted the child to his mother and gave them both a good talking to. It could have ended with a broken leg or worse if it weren't for our watchmen, a neighbor commented. We're lucky to have them. Yes, you are. You're welcome. I'm glad it ended well. So until we get to the end of the day today, we don't have much to do in this city. We're just waiting for our law cooldown. Oh, and our scouts. What's going on over here at the Dreadnought Landing? A huge ship has been dismantled here. Only its massive keel plates remain under the ice. Railroad tracks lead south. We found a piece of hull plate bolted to a boulder. It's engraved with the following inscription. In the year 1886, the American expedition aboard Hephaestus landed here in search of a haven from the global glaciation. May God preserve the souls of our fellow countrymen who perished on the way aboard our sister ship, Prometheus. Sites discovered. Tesla City. A large settlement. Numerous buildings are dimly visible through the shining dome of electrical discharge that is projected over the town. All right, we'll send our scouts over there and come back to our city and wait for our next law, which is going to be ready right now. So we have signed Neighborhood Watch. There is the morning gathering, which we will be signing, but I think I'm actually going to go down guard stations first. I want to get guard stations, which is an upgrade to the watchtowers. The guard stations will actually lower discontent as well as raise hope for people living nearby. The watchtower before the upgrade only raises hope slightly. And you can also use your guards to break up protests. I don't really have plans to do that too much, I don't think. We'll see, it depends on how much they protest. So we're gonna assign guard stations, which is going to make it so that we need to upgrade our guard stations. Now I'm actually after the law after guard stations, which is patrol. That's why I want it so badly. And actually, do I want to upgrade these right now? I think I want to wait and make sure that I have enough steel to upgrade our steel works tonight before I start upgrading the watchtowers to guard stations. Now, what next, my friends? What next as far as research? Now, we do have some survivors on their way to the city, and I know that we're going to have some more survivors. In addition to those, we're going to have more mouths to feed. Every time you get out in front of a problem, something happens to make it a problem again. So I am leaning towards flying hunters for our next research. Now that is a very steel-hungry building. It takes 40 steel to upgrade it. The other option would be difference engine. Now that takes a ton of steel. I do want to research difference engine because I am going to want advanced steelworks as soon as possible. We need as much steel as possible, but considering we haven't even upgraded to steam just yet, meaning we're still low on our steel income, I think for now we'll go ahead and get this flying hunters research out of the way, and then our next tech will be that difference engine. Hopefully we'll have more steel on hand after we upgrade both of these steel works. Now then, what did I just research? I just researched outpost depots, and that takes a lot of steel. Whoa, do I want to do that? That takes like 40 steel. No, man, I wish I had thought to upgrade the steel mills last night, as opposed to upgrading the coal mine. I think actually, as much as I'd like to have that outpost depot built by morning, I need to prioritize getting more steel rather than spending it all. If we upgrade the steelworks to steam steelworks tonight, then we will have quite a bit more steel coming in per day, and we can probably still build that outpost depot during the day tomorrow once those steelworks start bringing in some steel. We've got a few people just wandering around unemployed, so they are available to do some building for us if we need them to. Before we get too much further, want to check our coal usage. We're still gaining quite a bit of coal, so we don't have to worry too much about upgrading another coal mine just yet, as nice as it is to have the temperature bump. Oof. Gosh, it's cold over there. Oh, it's cold over there. Let's see what our scout's doing. Oh, no. Children's hideout. Children? This cave is a hideout for some children who were evacuated from Winterhome. There are no adult survivors here. We should talk to the kids and take them to our city. There are no adults here? No, strong-backed and able-bodied workers or bright and clever engineers, just a bunch of small, useless people. We talked to the children in the hideout. They said that one night, their teachers and some hunters took them out from Winterhome on a secret adventure. Teachers told them they're going to stay here for a while. When the food ran low, their guardians went back to get more and didn't return. It seems these kids were evacuated in time before things in their city got really ugly. They're living in a cave by themselves with no adults and no food. I think it got pretty ugly here too. Now then, if I haven't made my feelings on children clear in this playthrough, I don't hold children in high regard because they don't contribute much of anything to our society. And until you're inside our crater around our generator, you're not my people yet. So I'll tell you what, if you kids can make it to the city, we will take you in, we will take care of you. You'll have a place in a child shelter, you'll be fed, you'll be warm. And if you don't, well, that's Darwinism, okay? We are going to send the kids to the city. As you ordered, we gave the children, all 35 of them, a map and pointed them in the right direction. They looked at us in disbelief, and the youngest started to cry. Suck it up, kid. There's no crying in baseball. Left with no other choice, they set out towards the city in a long, ragged column. There's a few dozen of them, but we don't think you'll need to prepare quite so many bunks. Fine with me. All right, now, there's nothing else for our scouts to see out here, and I have higher regard for these survivors with the 22 able-bodied workers, so we're actually going to have our scouts meet them partway. Now, if you go straight to the survivors, it takes quite a while for them to get there, but the same trick works as you're scouting anything else. If you go to a scouted location, you get there faster. So I'm going to send our scouts to intersect these survivors' path, and then I just need to remember to come back and check on it in a couple in-game hours so that I don't shoot right past them, hopefully. Hopefully. We'll pick those survivors up and then we'll send them home to our city, and the kids will show up eventually, some of them, not all of them, and that's okay with me. I don't care if they die. I'm a very kind-hearted and sweet leader, right? Yes. All right, we have, before we get to midnight, we have 26 steel. Do I want to build anything before the end of the day? We have 44 vacant beds, 20 of them are in care houses. So we have room for 24 new citizens, and we have more than that coming, quite a bit more. The kids will take a while to get here. They're just meandering and singing songs, right? That's what they're doing. They're just having a grand old time skipping to our city. Anyhow, I may go ahead and just put down a couple of bunkhouses. As much as I'd like to hold onto that steel for a resource depot, I do want to have housing for people, and we will be bringing in steel quite a bit faster tomorrow because we've upgraded the steel works. So I'm just going to put 2 down. That does it for our steel. And we will eventually upgrade all those tents that we still have remaining. But for now, we do need more beds, so I'm just going to put down bunkhouses from scratch. And before we call this episode a wrap, I think I will go ahead and let these scouts get over to, where are they going? I think they're going to Tesla City. Woo! If you recall, I told you back when we saved those survivors from the bears that this was one of 2 areas where RNG plays a role in your scout survival. Tesla City is the other one. And I'm not 100% sure. I haven't tested it, but I have heard rumors on the interwebs that if your scouts are carrying loot, you actually have a lower chance of surviving. Like, the game just wants to punish you. And I don't have some sort of cute Yogi Bear role-playing thing to explain this. I don't care. Yes, I'm save scumming, and I have no shame whatsoever. If you don't want to save scum, that's your prerogative. This is how I play. Watch, don't watch, it's fine with me. Anyways, the city is modern and meticulously built. A tall tower emits a constant barrier of lightning, deflecting the incoming snow. But nobody comes out to greet us. So a city under a dome of lightning. Thunder unleashed. Able minds and bodies will prevail over the cold, reads the slogan over the entrance to Tesla City. A central tall tower shines with the blue glow of electric discharges, which form a protective dome over the town. But something went wrong here. There are charred bodies lying in the streets, and the stench of burned flesh taints the air. We saw a lightning streak from the tower, hitting a building and leaving a gash in its roof. So yeah, as you might be able to tell from that description, this is a dangerous area for your scouts to go into, and they may die. So if you don't mind save scumming, make a save before you open up this screen. Let's risk entering the city. We'll just... I don't know how we're getting past the electricity, quite honestly. We'll wing it. What do you know? I didn't even need the save scum. We've seen a thing or two in our lives, but nothing has ever frightened us as much as this blasted lightning. Until we figured out how to switch it off, that is. Oh, good, you found the power switch. Good on ya. Good scouts. See, I told you they were professionals. Now we'll be able to establish an outpost here. And yes, that is exactly what we're gonna do just as soon as we have some more steel. For now, though, our scouts can run down here to the fishing village. So there we go. We have scouted Tesla City. It was a city surrounded by a dome of lightning. Something went wrong. Everybody got burned. And again, I say, you guys are upset about soup. Things are not that bad here. I'm just saying. Things are not that bad. Here on day 16, we are doing well. 3 sick people, no hungry people, plenty of food, plenty of coal. I'm making this look easy. We're doing fine. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. It's not the end of the world. I mean, it is, but we will survive. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the thumbs up button. And if you want to make sure you never miss an episode, subscribe. And while you're down there, ring that cowbell.